Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Philadelphia Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
All right, A.J. Brown watch continues. We are a little less than an hour away from when the Philadelphia Eagles could trade A.J. Brown and not have to take on the massive dead cap hit this season. Because after June 1st, 4 o'clock on June 1st, which is less than an hour away, finally, if they were to trade A.J. Brown, they would be able to space out the dead cap hit over the next 2 seasons. They would save minimal amount on the salary cap. I think it's, let me get you the exact numbers on this. If they traded him today,
it's $1 million is one of them.
It's $1.5 million in 2026 and $1 million in 2027. So this isn't about saving cap space. It's because he wants to be traded. But if you also missed the big news today, the bigger news in the NFL, Myles Garrett got traded to the LA Rams in exchange for Jared Verse, the 2027 first-round pick, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 third-round pick, a massive haul for the Cleveland Browns. But it was also put out by Ryan Fowler of NBC Sports Philadelphia that the Eagles were in discussions with the Cleveland Browns, but ultimately the LA Rams were able to offer the better deal. So a lot going on. Odell Beckham Jr. back with the Giants. I mean, a lot going on today. Seems like a lot of people were waiting until June 1st. But very curious where Philadelphia fans are going to weigh in on this about A.J. Brown.
You know what's going on. Teams want to steal the spotlight right now. And the Rams, hey, maybe they were a little jealous. They knew what was going on. They knew today was all about A.J. Brown and the Patriots and Eagles. And they said, we're going to take some headlines here. That is a huge headline. Are you kidding me? Myles Garrett going to the Rams? That is a gigantic. I don't know if you top that.
Hold on, I'm looking here to see if June 1st was a magic number for Myles Garrett, too. I don't know. I don't know the details of his contract.
Yeah, but why would it be 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock instead of 4? I mean,
it's not official yet. It's not official yet.
Oh, it sure is.
Based off of who? NFL put it out yet?
Hold on. I just looked at Schefter. Hold on.
Schefter's not an official announcement.
Rappaport, now agreed and official.
So it's official.
That's Ian Rappaport.
Ian Rappaport.
That's what I said.
I know. Can you say it again?
Ian Rappaport.
I'm just kidding. All right, NFL did put it out, so you're right. So it didn't.
See, I mean, why are you coming after me when I know what I'm reading?
Well, I wonder if you're able to make it official, but make it 401, or it didn't matter. I don't know. I don't know the details of Garrett's contract. You just don't know.
Maybe they just came to terms and they were like, you know what? Let's take over the publicity here.
Man, oh man.
I mean, the Giants go out and sign people too. Maybe there is a magic thing about June 1st.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird that we're getting all these updates today after weeks of nothing. Like all this stuff today.
I don't know. News drops. They're all hungry.
I don't
know.
But what's being reported now? I said earlier I was told from a reliable source AJ will get traded today. I don't know what time, but he will be traded today. And the rumored compensation is now a 2028 first-round pick. Is that enough for you? A lot of Eagles fans have strong opinions about that. But the other question we threw out to start the show, where are the Eagles going to miss A.J. Brown the most? Is it on the field or is it off of it? Now, a lot of people don't agree with me. I think they're going to miss him more off the field as a leader. As crazy as that might sound from the outside looking in, he's a cancer. He's not. He's loved down there, and he is a true leader in that locker room. I think that's where they miss him more. But a lot of people have been weighing in on this conversation. You can as well. 610-632-0975. Let's go to the phones, Ricky Bo, because Rashid from West Philly has been waiting a while to talk about AJ. What's going on, Rashid?
Hello. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I got a few different comments. Okay. So, all right. So I went to, when you say AJ Brown the leader, he's not a leader. He don't take accountability for anything. And then I got one thing. I went to the Black Friday game. And on my sideline, it was a goal ball going to A.J. Brown, and he completely gave up on it. It ain't what nobody told me. It's what I seen with my own eyes. And then not only that, that 49er game. So and then my thing is, okay, he had good talent and everything like that. But when you say leader in the room, He never took accountability for anything. It's always somebody else. And then my thing is for him to slight Jalen and then say if he stays in Philadelphia, he wouldn't be a Hall of Famer. So my thing is this. How about send him to New England? They can go and get like 3 wins. That's fine. But my thing is here in Philadelphia, you witnessing the greatest quarterback in Eagles franchise history, and he'll be a Hall of Famer with AJ or without AJ. And it's going to be a dynasty for us to get another Super Bowl. And we got the best bookend tackles in the league, so no one's scared of Myles Garrett. We can block him one-on-one.
All right, so a lot in there, Rashid. And listen, a couple of things that he said. We have never heard A.J. Brown say he can't be a Hall of Famer with Jalen Hurts as his quarterback. That has been per sources. So did he say it? Probably. But we can't put words in his mouth. He never actually said that publicly. So that's something that has been reported. In fact, Joe Santoliquito put it out on our show that that's what he was hearing. To be fair, but a lot of these comments about A.J. Brown, and I'm not disagreeing with Rashid's opinion, from the outside, I would agree with Rashid. You would look at A.J. and be like, man, he's not a leader. Look, he gave up on that play, or he's never taken accountability. That's from the outside looking in. This is why I keep going back to what players, what coaches, what teammates of A.J. Brown have ever had a negative word to say about the guy. We've never heard it. You're going to tell me if he was this terrible teammate that all that time in Tennessee and the 4 years he's been here in Philadelphia that we wouldn't hear reports about how terrible of a teammate A.J. Brown was? Nothing comes out. And with the way that locker room has been so quick to leak information about the quarterback, they wouldn't be leaking things about AJ. And look, the Eagles, it would be in their best interest right now to start leaking things to try to change the narrative around AJ Brown so that they look like the good guys. Oh, well, we traded him because of X, Y, and Z.
There could be some agreement to both of them. Hey, let's not destroy either one of us. That could be going on. I mean, let's face it, Jalen said, well, he really didn't say much. He just said nothing has changed, and that was from the last time the press asked him. So I don't know if that's even good or bad to say. Usually if you have a friend leaving, you say, like, this is going to be a sad day for me. Or, you know what, I'm really going to miss him. I mean, we're gonna see on the field. It's going to be interesting. But I think you do have a point about the locker room that certain players look up to certain people in certain positions, and he was more or less the veteran guy in there. I mean, when you really think about it, the receivers room, he was just the veteran guy. And I don't know, can you get over it in a hurry? Yes, I do believe you can. I think that's what happens in sports, and I think that's what Saquon Barkley meant about this is a business. Like, this is the kind of stuff that happens in sports. People come, people go, you move forward. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying with the amount of things that we've heard get leaked from the Eagles over the last couple of years, whether it's about coaches, whether it's about Jalen Hurts, we've never heard anything leaked about AJ. So for everyone out there and all the fans who talk about how bad of a teammate AJ was, show me someone who's ever said that, even through an anonymous source. I know fans hate anonymous sources. I haven't even heard anonymous sources say it about AJ. So I think we've created this narrative, and when I say we, I mean the fan base of what we've seen with our eyes, and that's fair. You're allowed to have those opinions, but I don't know if those opinions are shared down at the Jeff, if that's what we're calling the practice facility now.
The Jeff.
All right, let's get one more text in here before we get to the draft compensation they might get back, because I know people have strong opinions on that. What are people saying about the A.J. Brown stuff?
Bill, what do you expect? The players are just going to sit there and bash him while the Eagles are trying to trade him? You are way overstating the positive impact on the locker room and being super naive about all the negative trickle-down effects that his behavior had.
Okay, so you think that based off of the fact they're trying to trade him, that in 4 years here, because they weren't trying to trade him 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, that we've never heard a negative word about A.J. Brown, that's just because they don't want to put it out there so that they can try to trade him? Why are we hearing all these things about Jalen Hurts? Why are there so many anonymous sources about Jalen Hurts? Why did Tim McManus and Jeremy Fowler's article that dropped on April 1st had over 13 anonymous sources talking about Jalen? None of them said a word about AJ. 13 damn sources came out against the quarterback. And I'm not saying that they're right for doing it. What I'm saying is if AJ was that much of a cancer in that locker room, you're going to tell me they couldn't get one anonymous source to go to ESPN or to any of these outlets and let us know how bad AJ was? You're being naive to think the other thing. That oh, no, they're just keeping it under wraps. You know how these locker rooms are, man. You're going to tell me that we wouldn't have anything about A.J. Brown yet?
We probably would. I mean, I'm just saying we probably would, unless guys are kind of keeping it under the pillow right now until after he leaves. I mean, that very well could be part of the issue too. But I'm looking at this, and look, if you knew who didn't like who in a locker room or a clubhouse, you knew the guys that were kind of, starred. They had asterisk next to their name. I haven't seen that with A.J. Brown. I will say that much. That doesn't mean he's the greatest, leader in the world. That just means he's not a problem. Okay? But when guys leave, usually you hear what the problems were. You don't necessarily hear what the good things were. You usually hear the problems. But in this case, this has been going on now for 2 months, that there's been this speculation and he's going to the Patriots, this and that. And you haven't heard players come out and say anything except for the fact that, we've heard the news basically, and you know what? He's a great guy.
No one said anything negative about him in 2024 either. Remember, he stopped talking to the media in 2024? There was no negative comments then either.
That is correct.
All right, listen. So what's being rumored, though, is they're going to get a 2028 first-round pick. That is the rumor right now. Is that enough for a guy like A.J. Brown, who 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons here in Philadelphia, 2 of the best seasons from a wide receiver in franchise history in terms of yards, most receptions in a single season by a wide receiver in franchise history? Is a 2028 first-round pick enough? Well, let's go to the phones because Kevin from Philly doesn't think it is. What's going on, Kevin?
Kevin.
You still there, Kev? All right, he's not. Well, you know what? If we don't have Kevin weighing in on if it's enough, let's hear what Adam Schefter said this morning.
That's right.
About if it's enough. Shefty this morning with the boys, Kincaid and Salchunas, was asked, is a 2028 first-round pick enough? Here's Shefty.
I think anytime you can get a 1 for a 29-year-old player, that's probably a fair package. And AJ turns 29 later this month, and it certainly seemed like he did not want to be there anymore. They had to make a move, and when you have to trade the guy, and people know that you'd like to trade the guy, and you still get back a 1, that seems like it's pretty fair to me.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Schefter on this. I mean, in an ideal world, you want more. I get that. But it's always worth what someone's willing to pay. In any business, something is worth what someone is willing to pay. And the fact that the Eagles kind of have already signaled to the world that they have to trade A.J. Brown, and you're still going to get a first-round pick for a guy, and we haven't talked a lot about it, Ricky, for a guy who has knee issues. Right? I mean, A.J. Brown had knee issues. We were told by Mike Florio way early in this process, the Rams kind of backed off their interest because they were concerned about his knee.
Yep.
So you've already signaled to everyone we're trading him. He's 29 years old. He does have a chronic knee condition. Getting any sort of first-round pick seems like, okay. I mean, it's not a home run by any means. It's not like they fleece the Patriots, but I'm okay with it when you can get a first-round pick in this situation. Where are you on the compensation?
No, the compensation I think is fine. If you're going to get number 1, I think you have to take it. I don't really think that you have, how do I put this? You don't really have a choice right now. You've already gone out and signed all these wideouts because you know AJ's going to be gone. I think the compensation. I'm in a different belief than everybody else. Everybody's thinking that this thing has been changing, flip-flopping. I think they had an agreement a long time ago. That of what they wanted to do and what was going to come about, and it was going to wait until June 1st. I think this number 1 pick is good in the sense that AJ still owed money. Other guys are owed a lot of money when they go into this. Who are we talking about? Waddle or was it Waddle or Diggs? Diggs. I think we were talking about.
No, Waddle got the 1st and the 3rd when he got traded from Miami.
because of his money, right? Because of his compensation.
His cap hit was a lot less. He's a year younger, and for whatever reason, was it Denver that traded for Waddle? Was it Denver? Who traded for Waddle? So. It's all running together now. I mean, they valued him more than around the league. Look, you knew that supply and demand. If more teams wanted AJ, the Eagles would be able to get more back. But it seems like the only team in the mix is the Patriots. So the fact that you're getting a first-round pick almost seems like a pretty good job by Howie in that situation if there was only one team that wanted him. It's a little surprising that only one team wants him. Like, why aren't the Chiefs involved in this?
That's why I think it was already done.
Yeah, it's a done deal.
I think it was already one of those situations where they've already had negotiations. They've already thrown him out there to different teams. The Rams may have been involved at one point, as we know. I think these teams were involved, but I think they already for all intents and purposes, they've already picked a winner.
You might be right. But like the Kansas City Chiefs, Andy Reid.
Why wouldn't they be in on this?
Well, look at Andy Reid and Terrell Owens was on middays today, right? He was on middays with Marks. You could go back and listen to a great interview with T.O. That was the year where Andy Reid realized, man, we need to go out and get a number one wide receiver because for too often they were giving Donovan McNabb average to below average receivers. And then they finally go out and they get Donovan a superstar, and it's one of the best offenses we've seen in recent memory. Unfortunately, he got hurt headed into the playoffs, talking about T.O., and then everything went awry the next year. But it's almost like Andy hasn't learned his lesson. He goes to Kansas City. You got Patrick Mahomes, who arguably the greatest quarterback in the history of the league, and you're rolling out those weapons on offense. You got Travis Kelce, who's 50 years old. You have Rashee Rice, who's literally in jail right now. Like, what are you doing? Like, why isn't Kansas City on the phone right now with Howie and Howie's old friend Brett Veach, who used to be in the building here in Philadelphia, and Brett Veach saying to Howie, yo, man, listen, we need AJ. You don't think the Chiefs could use A.J. Brown? Like, what the hell are they doing in Kansas City right now? It's actually criminal that they haven't made a call.
I agree.
All right, look, a lot of people want to weigh in on this. You can as well. Get your voice memos in. We hear you coming up. We do it twice a show, 345, 525. Best voice messages of the day. Send them into the Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975. Coming up, we will continue this conversation as we are still on A.J. Brown watch the rest of the day. We can't ignore the Fightin' Phils, though, Ricky Bo. They finished up their West Coast trip 4-2 after dropping 2 of 3 to the Dodgers. Ricky Bo has a major concern with this Phillies team that's not being discussed enough. We'll get to that coming up next. Unfiltered, 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports, Philadelphia.
Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Philadelphia Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
All right, everybody, we are 16 minutes away from 4 p.m. Will A.J. Brown get traded right as the clock strikes 4? Will it be shortly after? Will it be tonight? I'm being told it will certainly happen today. We just don't know when. So we will bring you that breaking news as soon as we get it. But I feel like this is a unique situation, Ricky, where fans have had a lot of time to accept the truth that AJ is getting traded. It started as kind of a rumor towards the end of the season, and then the end of the season happened, and there were more rumors, and there were a lot of fans pushing back, saying it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. And now here we are, 15 minutes away from 4 p.m. on June 1st, and most fans have accepted he is getting traded. So it's not going to be this shock to a lot of people. But where will the Eagles miss him most? Is it on the field? Is it off the field? Will they not miss him at all? Before we get to the best voice messages of the day, let's just update the Twitter poll, which is always standing strong and rising like the heat, thanks to Dr. Avi Donapel of Iron Mountain Men's Health. What do we got, Sil?
Where will the Eagles miss A.J. Brown more? On the field, off the field, or neither? 70% are voting on the field, 26% for neither, 4% for off the field.
Man, might be the only one to vote off the field. I don't think you're understanding the leader he was down there. But hey, we'll hear what people have to say. Let's do the best voice messages of the show so far. A little thing we call We Hear Ya, always brought to you by Rycor Heating and Cooling, your local experts for energy-efficient heat pumps, lower utility bills, and year-round comfort. Learn more at RycorHVAC.com or call 1-855-MY-RYCOR and start saving today. Rycor, we know how. All right, Sil.
All right, here's our first one.
This is to Bill. Bill, I don't understand your narrative saying that, oh, they love AJ so much. I'm not saying that the players don't love AJ. I mean, like, who cares? They're not getting rid of him, or he's not being traded, or he's not leaving. Supposedly, we don't know what's going to happen, but he's not supposedly or maybe, hypothetically being traded because of his on-field play. He wasn't perfect last year, but let's not be delusional. He's one of the best, receivers in the league. So it's not because of his play; it's because of his antics on the field. It's because of his selfishness.
You see, that's where I push back. I don't believe he is getting traded because of his antics or his selfishness. He's being traded because he asked to be traded. Now, that alone might make him a bad teammate, right? He's not going to hang in there. He wants out. But there's no one down there that would tell you, oh, yeah, we're trading AJ because he's selfish. Oh, we're trading AJ because he's a distraction. Oh, we're trading AJ because he's a me guy. We have never heard that from anybody.
I'm starting to almost believe you.
Really?
Almost.
And maybe that's because we matched today. Look at us. We look like twins in these shirts.
Yeah, but
Not really.
You're married, though.
I mean, twins are relatives.
But seriously,
Twins? You never saw the movie Twins?
Am I the Arnold or the Danny DeVito?
Obviously, Arnold, steroid boy.
Which makes you Danny DeVito?
Well, I'm ugly, so why not?
Is that what you're saying? No, but seriously, you say you're starting to believe me. But really, show me the anonymous source or show me the quote from anyone saying AJ's a me guy.
You're right. There really hasn't been, and I don't think he is a me guy. I think there's a situation where we don't even know what the butting heads was. We know it was a personal situation, and obviously this thing has gone really, really sour. Because those two do not even seem like they're friends right now.
AJ and Jalen.
Yeah, and that would be like me and you hating each other's guts and something in our personal lives went haywire or really off the rails. Would we be sitting here together right now?
No, and I think that's why he's being traded.
I think so too. I think it's something very personal that we may or may not ever hear about.
And listen, I'm not even like people out there hear what they want to hear. Like I'm already seeing tweets come at me saying I'm taking shots at Jalen. That's not what I'm doing at all. Like what I am trying to point out, Jalen and AJ have an issue between the two of them that is a personal issue. That's what I have been told. You're not going to trade the franchise quarterback, nor should you trade the franchise quarterback. It's a lot easier to replace A.J. Brown than it is to replace a franchise Super Bowl winning quarterback. So the wide receiver is going to lose that battle 99.9% of the time. So if their personal lives have really made their coexistence impossible, like Ricky said, if that was you and I, Ricky, it would be hard for us to continue to work together if we hated each other.
Yeah, it would be impossible, although we would just constantly fight, which is what you do to me, so maybe you do hate my guts.
Yeah, maybe things wouldn't change at all for us. But if I was your wide receiver and you were the quarterback, it could be a problem.
You are the meanest guy ever.
No, but really, so I don't even know where we were going with this now. But
you weren't. I think there's some kind of an agreement between you and I that obviously there's something bitterly wrong with Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown's relationship.
You can't overcome.
Off-field with relationship.
And look, Brandon Graham revealed this to the media in the Super Bowl year when he was on the radio and he said, AJ and Jalen can't let what's going on in their personal lives, like whatever the exact quote was. You remember?
Yes.
It was, they can't let what's happened in their personal lives affect them on the field. That was going back to 24. So then 25 comes, and now we know AJ had been asking for a trade as early as like week 4. That's why this is happening. But I don't think it's because anyone in that locker room hates AJ or thinks AJ's selfish. It's just him and Jalen can't get along anymore. And I'm not even pointing blame. It's just the reality of the situation. All right, what else are people saying?
Bill, you are tripping. And Ricky, you're absolutely right. Devontae Smith has already stepped up to the plate and become a leader. And I think he will do even more this season. He had a celebrity softball event. Those sort of things, when you have the amount of people come to those sort of things, you are a leader. People come to see you and for you. So, yes, AJ will be missed. But at the same time, Devontae Smith, it's his time. A.J. Brown has actually been holding him down the last couple of years.
Yeah, look, you're right. I mean, Devontae Smith is going to have to step up in more ways than one this year. What did you say? I was talking to him.
I know, but he agreed with me. So what did you say? I missed that.
You're right.
Yes.
But I do expect Devontae to step up in both categories. Not only on the field, but off of it. Devontae will be more of a leader, especially in that wide receiver.
Well, the thing is, he's more than capable of it.
Was he captain last year? I think he was.
I think there's a lot of people around the league that know that he's very capable of handling the duties of a number one receiver. And that to me, when you say that doesn't necessarily mean just on the field. Because when you become a number one receiver in the NFL, it comes with more responsibility than that. It comes to be a team leader. You have to be the guy that in that wide receiver room that people could talk to. And you could help them whatever way is possible. Look, you got a guy in Lemon in there that's a new guy in the league. You don't think he's going to have questions?
Yeah, he will. And I was just looking at last year's captains on offense. Hurts, Saquon, Lane, Mailata, and A.J. Brown. So Devontae does have to fill that void that A.J. Brown will leave off the field. Whether people want to believe me or not, A.J. was a leader, and he was loved down there. That's something that needs to be replaced. All right, let's get another one in.
Good afternoon. This is Curtis from Lebanon calling. I just wanted to make a point on the A.J. Brown situation. Though I agree with Bill a little bit, the answer that A.J. Brown gave about, his reasons for coming out, whether we like the way he did it or not, I can respect that. But the bottom line is he said it's not going to work, and he was a part of the reason why it could have worked, and he failed at that. So we can't overlook that either. When they went to it and late in the season, like he was talking about, he didn't perform well, and he dropped those balls, and that's the reason why I think they should just move on from him. Thank you.
Yeah, Curtis, I think a lot of fans' lasting memory of AJ is going to be that San Francisco 49ers wild card game, because that was not, you could make the argument it was AJ's worst game with the Eagles. Can we think of a worse game for AJ in the last 4 years, Ricky Bo, outside of that wild card game? I think that was probably his worst.
And the reason why is there were two balls that were questionable in that if he could have gotten to him, that could have changed the tone of the game. Let's face it, that's the reason why. If it was a 20, 30-point game and that happened, nobody would have said a word. But I think people thought he could have changed the tone of the game.
Yeah, it's a shame, but that probably will be everyone's lasting memory. All right, look, a lot more voice messages. We hear you coming up again at 5:25. We still have more on the table, but we want to hear from you. Are the Eagles getting enough if, in fact, the rumored compensation, a 2028 first-round pick, is it? And where will the Eagles miss A.J. Brown the most? On the field, off the field, or do you think they won't miss him at all? Send your voice messages in, 610-632-0975. Coming up, we will hit that 4 o'clock time period. We'll hit it, 4 o'clock. Now's the time.
What time is it?
We've been waiting for months. A.J. Brown can officially be traded in 6 minutes.
7.
6 or 7?
7. It's 4:01.
All right, so coming up next.
Did you just say 6, 7? Hey, 6, 7.
We sound like huge boomers right now. All right, 6, 7 coming up.
I'm embarrassed.
So we got Gimme More at 4 coming up with Silvana, but make no mistake, the moment the news drops on the A.J. Brown trade, we will be the first to bring it to you. So keep it here, unfiltered. 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports, Philadelphia.
Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Philadelphia Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
1 minute. 1 minute to play in the period.
All right, so officially, the Eagles can now trade A.J. Brown. The date we've all been waiting for, June 1st, after 4 p.m. has arrived. It is officially 4:01, which means the Philadelphia Eagles could trade A.J. Brown. And if they do, they still take on the $43 million in dead cap, but they can now space it out this season and next. They would save significant money in terms of cash. They're going to save about $133 million in terms of cash. But as far as the salary cap goes, they'll only save $1.5 in 2026 and $1 million in 2027. As soon as that news breaks, we will bring it to you. All right? So don't go anywhere. As soon as we get news that A.J. Brown has been traded, which I'm hearing will happen today, we will bring it to you. But we got to do a little Give Me More at 4. So hit it, Silvana.
Now give me more at 4 with Silvana.
Because you can never get enough.
All right, first things first. Actually, today is kind of just a whole weird day in sports theme. That's what we're going to be starting with. First things first, Blue Jays outfielder Jesus Sanchez left the game early with a very interesting injury.
Jesus Sanchez, that was weird, has hurt himself The Blue Jays right fielder was struck by a ball thrown from the stands. I've checked in with a Camden Yards employee out there who told me that fan was ejected. Guys, as you said upstairs, absolutely no place for that.
So a kid, I guess they threw the ball at him. He didn't know that it was coming back. It was a misunderstanding. Hit him in the wrist. He wound up leaving the game. He is not really that hurt. X-rays were negative. He just had trouble gripping the bat. They did remove the teenager that threw the ball.
Yeah, now, I saw the video of this, and were they able to clarify, was the kid throwing at him intentionally to try to, hurt him, or did he think they were going to have a catch?
This is what Sanchez says. He says, it's just that there was a misunderstanding. I raised my glove, and they thought that I was asking for the ball. But
that's how it looked to me.
During the game, though. The game was going on. You could see from they have a camera view from home plate, and you could see Guerrero at first base getting ready. There's a guy on first. Everybody's just playing. And he gets smoked by the ball. But this Jesus Sanchez is the same guy that took the swing, isn't it? What's the other day?
Oh, is this the same guy?
He didn't want the pitch clock to run out, so he took a swing.
Without the pitch happening.
And then he said, well, there was a wasp.
Yeah, it was weird. It was
See
weird.
what happens? The baseball gods will get you.
Well, it does look like, I don't know, it is interesting watching him, though, because it does he is raising the ball, his glove up. That almost does kind of look like
it
he
looked
was
like
asking for the ball, honestly.
It looked like he went like that. He flapped the glove. Usually, if you're a baseball player, you do that. That means throw me the ball.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. Like he was telling the kid, let's have a catch.
In football, you go, yeah.
And then the poor kid gets removed.
12-year-old kid gets ejected.
Oh, he was 12?
Yeah, he was a little preteen.
But I guess Cannon though, you might want to sign him.
Have you ever seen that happen? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I guess you can't. It's a bright line rule. You threw something at the guy, so you got to be ejected.
And I'm looking. Well, this could be bad for others. I bet you they invite him back for a game.
Yeah, I think that they just said that they removed him because they wanted to do a thorough investigation. That was why. They didn't know exactly what had happened, that it was a misunderstanding. So obviously, if you're throwing something at a player,
I think Sanchez also said, I think he thought we were going to have a catch.
Yes, that's what he said. He said, I think he thought that I was asking for the ball, but I was not.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Nobody else knew. I'm looking at the field, and everybody else is just paying attention to the home plate.
It's a shame because you don't want to see you don't want to see Major League Baseball step in and say, all right, no more can you have catches with fans, because it's such a cool thing for kids when they can do that.
Although I'm wondering because as I look at this, it looks like Guerrero's getting ready to field, but then there's a guy on first base standing on the bag talking to the first base coach. So was this is this a pitching change going on? I don't know.
Yeah, there was some sort of delay because his back was turned at first. But
but sometimes after a pitch, you have enough time to turn around and then, I don't know. It did look like he called for the ball.
As we're talking about outfielders real quick, let me just digress for a second. How about that catch from Justin Crawford yesterday in the first inning?
Awesome catch.
Dude, I thought he knocked himself out. He jumps right up and throws the ball back in.
He was hurting.
Man,
he hit that wall pretty hard. I mean, that's something you don't really expect him to go get, but he went and got that ball. That was no joke. And that was, everybody's like, well, he moved the whole wall. I will say this, at Dodger Stadium, you enter and exit from there. So that actually opens up.
So it gives a little.
So it gives just a little bit. Thank goodness, because if that's one of those walls with cement behind it, he's eating it.
It's a shame it didn't matter because Painter ended up giving up a ton of runs a couple innings later. But all right, what else we got?
All right, speaking of other weird injuries that are happening, I did send you guys this video. TV will also be able to view this as well. But in the Ecuadorian League of Soccer, there was a medical cart that was carrying an injured player and then seemingly injures another player.
Vamos a ver si hay alguna variante. Ojalá primero, ojalá que se recupere. Uy, cuidado acá. La camilla contra lo atropelló la camilla Caicedo. Increíble.
I like how you could just hear the oi, oi. He literally he kept driving. The driver of the cart kept driving, and other staff had to stop him. He was able to finish the game. It did seem to hit his knee, and he fell to the ground. He's clutching his knee after getting hit with the medical cart.
Do you remember? This reminds me of. Do you remember that runaway cart on the football field.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh,
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, and
Yes, I
someone
know.
and it was just going. I think there was one of the pylons had landed on the gas pedal. Those things are dangerous.
No, they
man.
are dangerous if they're in the wrong hands or if something like that weirdly happens.
So this was a medical cart,
Yes.
and it ran over somebody else.
Yeah, he kind of walked into it, the medical cart. I don't think he was looking
did.
away, and it was actually more so his fault. But the person who was driving the car, I guess, must have not noticed that he hit someone and kept driving.
He's got a guy laid out on the side of the cart, and he just decides to drive, and he runs into another guy walking in onto the field.
I guess they probably don't.
And he didn't seem to care. He just kind of drove away nonchalantly after the fact.
Exactly. I don't think he really cared.
I don't think it necessarily hurt the individual that was hit.
I mean, he fell to the ground, but he did finish the game.
Yeah, but we know how soccer players are.
Exactly. You know what? Great point, Ricky. I didn't even think about that.
You step on their toe and they fall down like
they
they
fall
broke
down.
their hip.
Be careful, man.
You're
World Cup's coming.
All right. And
These guys are going to come after you, Ricky.
I don't care.
I don't care either. It's all right. Last story possible. We have to talk about the New York Giants because I'm a little bit flabbergasted of really what they are trying to do here. Not only are they signing Odell Beckham Jr., he is back with the Giants. They also are signing Juju Smith-Schuster as well. I just am not understanding the aging old wide receivers, injured, haven't really played in the sense of Odell Beckham Jr. What exactly is going on? And didn't they extend Joe Shane as well?
They did extend Joe Shane.
That's the interesting part about it.
Which
What are they doing?
I think he's the worst general manager in the NFL.
I was shocked.
I've hated him for a while. In terms of GM, maybe he's a nice guy. But this one, I don't know. Is Malik Neighbors going to be ready this year to start the season?
I saw something
question.
that was in question, and he was playing a charity softball event this past weekend, and he was kind of like running weird, like he was like jogging to first base, like pretty weird.
But you see, speaking of that same event, Cam Scatterbo, who we saw have that ugly injury, did you see him do a backflip after he hit a home run at that softball?
No, I didn't.
Yes, I did. Yes, Cam Scatterbo, I did see that. This was from Adam Schefter on May 22nd. The Giants don't know when star wide receiver Malik Neighbors will be back from what Coach John Harbaugh said Thursday was not a simple knee surgery.
That's what I thought I remembered.
So you go out, you took a flyer on Odell Beckham Jr., you take a flyer on Juju Smith-Schuster.
Doesn't
Risk.
mean they have to keep these.
Yeah, low risk. You sign them. I doubt they're getting a lot of guaranteed money, and if that doesn't work out, you release them. But it is a little interesting that OBJ is coming back.
He's 33.
Did he play at all last year?
I don't
think he had that knee injury, didn't he?
I don't think he played at all last year.
Let's look at his stats, OBJ.
Right?
He has not played since 2024.
Right, he had the knee
that's
injury.
what I thought.
Yeah.
That we haven't seen him in a little bit.
Man, oh man. So in 2024, he only played 9 games. 23 played 14 games. He didn't play at all in 2022.
He blew out his knee at that point.
Yeah. Man, when he was with the Giants, though, like when he was really good his first 3 seasons, he was a beast, man.
One-handed catches. He was fast.
He was
a
beast.
He could jump. He could do whatever.
I know. He actually had an insane run.
I'm going to put money on it, though. I do not think he will
Make the
play a snap in the regular season. I don't think he's going to make the team.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
But good for the
Giants.
Giants. Good for the Giants. All right. Yeah. Good stuff, Silvana. As we're talking about wide receivers, the Philadelphia Eagles did sign a wide receiver today, Ricky. Did you see this?
Yes.
That was enthusiastic.
Yes. A lot of people are all excited about it.
He had 3 yards.
He had 1 catch for 3 yards last year. Wait, what's his name again, Sil?
Oh,
didn't you put it in your updates?
I did for a little bit. I took out Samori Toure, I believe is how you pronounce it based off of my research.
Yeah, I had his
Samori Toure.
Yeah, here it is. Samori Toure. So he was with the Packers last year. So it makes in 2023. So it makes sense, I guess, that he's going to come and he's going to help Sean Mannion install the offense. But yeah, last year Toure played 1 game with the New Orleans Saints. He was targeted 3 times. He had 1 catch for 3 yards. You know what's great about this, though? You know, and I've already seen it on social media. Like, this guy is being signed clearly to probably just help with the install of the offense. But you get the people on social like, oh, Torre's going to be a beast for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, that's because he's an Eagle.
Yeah. He's going to be a beast.
If he went to the Giants, they'd be like, what is that team doing? Why are they picking this guy up and put him on the roster?
Yes, I'm looking at the pronunciation. It's Samori Toure. Samori Toure.
Almost like I said.
Yeah, so good job by you, Sil. So
any relation to Blu-ray?
No.
Right.
Also, I'm not positive that him and Sean Mannion have been on the Packers at the same time.
Yeah, was Mannion there in 2023?
He was hired as an offensive assistant in 2024.
So, not Sean Mannion, no crossover with him, but if they are implementing the Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur type of offense, at least Toure is probably familiar with the route trees and all that stuff. All right, so he's there. Still no updates. The clock is now officially ticking on the A.J. Brown trade scenario. So if you're just joining us, some big news coming out of the NFL today. All right, so we thought the biggest news of the day would be the Eagles potentially trading A.J. Brown to the Patriots today. And then the Rams and the Cleveland Browns shocked the world earlier. Myles Garrett goes from Cleveland to L.A., and the Rams give the Browns Jared Verse, their first-round pick from a couple years ago, is a pretty damn good player. The 2027 first-round pick, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 third-round pick. So the Rams, who were already the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl, now add the Defensive Player of the Year.
That's unreal.
This team is incredible.
I mean, they got some guys with some stats. I mean, if you really want to throw it out there like that, I mean, when you include Puka Nacua, you look at Myles Garrett, you look at Stafford and what he has done. His team's got some beasts. I mean, you want to talk about star power? They have it. They definitely have star power in L.A. And adding this guy to your defense, I don't care if you had nobody on your defense. You just made your defense pretty good.
Man, and they added Trent McDuffie this year. Yeah. They traded a first-round pick to the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, yep.
So, I mean, think about what the Rams did this year. You talk about going all in.
They're going for that one shot.
Yeah, look, Matthew Stafford's last year, probably.
Maybe.
He almost retired last year.
Yeah, he's almost retired for the last 6 years.
So, and Sean McVay, we know, has questioned his coaching future. So this could be it. And, man, they're going all in.
If they go out, I would think if Stafford goes, so doesn't McVay. Would that surprise you at all?
I could see them retiring together.
You think it's a when and when?
Could be this year.
When you go, I go.
They could be saying, you know what? We're going all in this season. We're going to win the Super Bowl, and then we'll both ride off into the sunset.
Think that was a promise to Stafford? Hey, what we're going to do is we're going to put everything we can out on that field for you to win.
Well, you say that, and then they drafted his replacement with their first-round pick.
And McVay wasn't happy with that.
No, because
is that unbelievable? He was pissed.
Yeah, it appeared that he wasn't happy.
That's true.
It appeared that he wasn't happy about it. But, yeah, they drafted Matthew Stafford's eventual replacement, which is weird because they haven't